Біла церква. Wonderful. You are really wonderful teachers. So, and today I'm happy to present my brand new webinar that is called The Power of Authentic Content in the Primary Classroom. Actually, working with primary students is a real, I don't know how to say, it's a gift. You are always on the, you always have something interesting. They always surprise you with their ideas, with their funny stories, with their dedication and love. As far as I know, the primary students, the teacher for them is like everything, right? But of course, sometimes we know that our modern students, kids, yeah, they are a bit, they look like maybe more serious, more progressive, or probably more grown up as we used to think before about kids, isn't it? And that is why, to my opinion, this, I'm sorry. Yeah, so in these events, in these circumstances, there are two dogs at my house and they are trying to protect me from everyone who is walking in the hall. That's why, 1 minute, please. Okay, I'm sorry. So, let's start. I am representative of National Geographic Learning in Ukraine, and the official representative of National Geographic is Lingvist company in Ukraine. This is a Lingvist company. So if you are interested in any books, if you want any support, you've been using the books and you don't understand how to work with it, please contact us at linguist.ua. We'll be happy to help you. And National Geographic Learning, if you haven't met the publishing house, I would like to get you a little bit of introduction. The logo of this publishing house is bringing the world to the classroom and the classroom to life. You can see it everywhere, in the pictures, in the stories, in the way the material is presented. They really they believe that teaching English can't be separated from the real life. That is why we have to choose the most authentic materials, the best world practices in order to inspire our students, in order to teach them, and in order to motivate them to continue their learning. Our goal is to help learners experience the world, especially now, when our students can be in different parts of the world, or maybe they need some support, they need some bright moments in their life. So the pages of this book introduce to the world cultures, introduce to different people. So students, they are not very, not very like in their bubble with the environment that is always around them. In the English lessons, they see different people, different events, different activities, and they are becoming more open to the world. They are becoming global citizens. You can't understand the world if you don't experience it. And truly, the photographs, the videos, the stories help us and remember beautiful stories that the world tells us. Just have a look at those bright pictures. They all bring lots of emotions, and it's also important when you see pictures like this and you become telling about present continuous, like they are jumping, they are smiling, they are happy. It means, so students will remember it because this photo shows real emotions. So I'm looking at these children and it's like I just want to go outside and to have some fun outside. Yeah, so it's very interesting to know, to see those emotions, and we can rely on these emotions. We can ask our students, so, and what about you? What do you feel when you see it? How do you have fun in the sun? And so on and so forth. So real photos really help us. Oh, look at this funny story. So I believe that this picture tells us an interesting story. And we can spend 10, 20 minutes discussing it, making up stories, explaining emotions of people, imagining us on their places. It really helps. It's a great conversation starter. It really helps students to forget about their limits and to start talking, because they will be focusing not on the form, not on how to sound correct, how not to make a mistake, but they will be eager to talk. They will be eager to share their ideas. And of course, we as teachers use this opportunity and help students to develop not only fluency, but also accuracy. World-class explorers, you will meet them on the books, on the pages of the books. They share their professional secrets, their things that help students understand who they are in this world. So lots of real stories, lots of world English. That is the philosophy of the books from National Geographic Learning. We teach English and the world. So together with books from National Geographic Learning, you can be sure that your lessons will be not just something on the timetable, not just that English that you studied in school, but it will be something that you can then bring to your real life when you're out of the classroom. And today we are going to speak about authentic content in the primary classroom, how to engage young students. And my presentation is based on the book series Look, the series that has 7 levels, from starters up to the 6th level. Levels from 1 to 4 have permission from the Ministry of Education, so they can be used in the state schools. If you want to continue, you also can continue work with levels 5 and 6 for future. So the book really, you can see different examples from the page. So it has lots of National Geographic content. They will meet their peers from all over the world doing different things, sharing their countries' customs. You will meet explorers who will, again, share interesting stories from all over the world. And there are lots of field trips, so your students will be they will be sitting where they are, but they will be traveling the world and then ending up with a great project, like the real field trip. The topics are close for students, and they are designed in such a way so students have always something to say about each topic, and everything is very useful and interesting for them. The book is really great for teachers who work in the state schools, because the lessons are short and fresh, so you can be sure that you have 45 minutes to complete 1 page of the book, and you understand what is going on, how to start the lesson, what is going to be next, how to continue, how to make students speak, how to develop their listening skills. Everything is really neat and great. So for teachers, there is less work and more results. So I think we can start now. So authentic content. If I'm talking of authentic content, I can mention these types of the content. It can be images, videos, stories, and school trips. We'll talk about each, and I will be sharing some ideas that also help me motivate my students and help other teachers motivate their students. So let's have a look at this wonderful photo. What toy can you see there? I am expecting you to answer the questions, to work with me today, to write your ideas in the chat. So please participate. This will make the webinar. You will remember more if you participate. You know that, yes, summer holidays. That's right. So they are actually, yeah. In most of the schools. And what toy can you see? What toy? Boys with kites. Very good, very good. Have you ever played with a kite? Kites, thank you. Children are flying kites. Great. Olga is making the sentence. Super, Olga. Great job. Children have fun. That's right, Inna. Super. Fun. Yes, it is fun. It looks like fun. Vietnam, yeah, these are children in Vietnam. Okay, and have you ever flown a kite? To be honest, I have never. I just saw it. I just imagined it's fun, but I haven't. Aha, great camping activity. Yes, no. So there are some colleagues that share my experience. I've never flown a kite. Olga. That's the same for me. Okay. Good, in my childhood. Okay, I think I need to catch up with this. And now my question to you. So the book suggests different things that we can discuss with students of the 6th grade, of the 2nd grade. How many kites are there? Yeah, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What color are the kites? Different forms of self-making kites. Oh, super Vita. Wow. I bet you have great experience with that. So you can see different colors like yellow, red, everything students, we just again and again revise the same language. Which kite is your favorite? Yeah, and we reveal to students identity here. So we are interested in their opinion and they value that. That is true. So never skip this chance to ask students, do you like? When we read the text, I always ask students, tell me if they like the story or don't like the story, if they like the song or don't like the song. And it really helps me to build these connections with students. They become more interested in what is happening in the lesson. The green kite. Oh, yeah, it's unusual. So this is kind of basic questions to ask to start the topic. I bet that the topic is toys here, but as teachers, we know that the students quickly get used to such questions. They can count, they can say the colors, right? Maybe they may be interested in expressing their opinion, yeah, but of course we want to encourage students, we want to pay their attention. So the best idea, young learners, they are really curious, they want to know everything. They watch lots of different programs, lots of the parents, they pay attention to that, so students know lots of things about the world, so they're used to it. Or we can educate it in the classroom. So asking questions, be curious. And we can start from this. Read the sentence and say, is it true or false? The first kites were invented in Japan. Of course, for 2nd graders, were invented can be a bit difficult. So we can say the first kites were in Japan. Yeah. Do you think, is it true or false? Yellow kite. Thank you. True. True, false. If you think it's false, what country they are from? China. Okay, so I won't hold you here a long time. Yeah, they were invented in China. You see? Do you know where China is? I can ask my students. Next question. The first kites were made of, and I can tell you that only one answer is not correct. So there are 3 correct answers and 1 not correct answer. Yeah, in Asia, Ludmila, great. The first kite. So which one is an odd? Which material they didn't use? Paper. Silk, paper. So we are trying to, so one more time, there are 3 correct answers and 1 not correct answer. And the wrong answer is leaves. So the first kites were made of paper, silk, or bamboo, different materials, but not leaves. Okay, and my last question. The first kites were a type of transport. Do you agree with that? So, yes. No. No. Okay, and if you could use a kite, how could you use that? Actually, the first kites were used for transportation as well, not only for fun, for making science experiments, for fun, for transportation. Yeah, it's a toy now, it's a toy, but we are talking about the first kite. Okay, how can you use a kite? To send letters. Okay, let's imagine different ways to use the kite. To send letters. For entertainment, for joy, sure. As a signal, oh, maybe, nice idea. Good, thank you. Try to check if the wind was outside. Maybe, yeah. For joy, good. So let's read for some information. This photo shows some Vietnamese children flying kite. The first kites were invented in China in the 5th century. They were made from silk or paper and bamboo. Perfect materials for kite making because they are both strong and light. The first kites were decorated with characters from ancient myth. Kites haven't just been used for fun. They've always also been used for transporting people, for taking aerial photos, and for conducting all kinds of science experiments. So many interesting things we now know about kites. And the thing is, if I have just told you this, yeah, you wouldn't remember, you wouldn't pay attention. But when we were trying to guess, when we were trying to work with these facts, it's becoming more, you became more engaged. And this is so when you choose a photo, either it's a photo from a book, or maybe this is just great photo from the internet, try to find something like the history of this, some unusual facts about it, and turn it into a quiz. By this, you will, first of all, develop students' vocabulary. They will maybe learn some new words, and you will motivate them because you're asking, you're sharing something with them. So you can see that like with this series, it's very easy because each photo has such description, so you can turn it into the quiz right away, or you can just tell a story with it. The next one, let's look at this photo here. Before teaching the song, we can discuss something about Lego bricks. And by the way, you can find a photo of Lego bricks and then give these facts to your students so they practice the same language, like to say where things are from, what country, practice age. Yeah? So any guesses? The Lego bricks are from, the game is years old, and the first bricks were from material. The third one is a material. Maybe it's not very clear here, but yeah, it's a kind of a material. Wood, probably. Denmark. Wood, Denmark. Great, great. Thank you, Olga, Anna, Yulia, for your participation. Oh, what is the game? Have you any ideas? Lego bricks are from Denmark. This game is about 90 years old. Can you just imagine? The first big bricks were from wood. So great guess, super. And again, so it's all children play that. Yeah, it's very close to them, talking about Lego. So now they can say something about it. Lego bricks are from Denmark. This game is 90 years old. The first bricks were made from wood. I can present this type of these facts to students. And after that, I can just write, maybe on the next lesson, I can just write Denmark, wood, 90 years old. And students have to remember and say out the correct sentences to practice telling the full sentences, right? And again, try this with your students next time. Talk about, when you talk about toys, you can find any picture of Lego bricks and present this idea, these facts, and maybe then you can talk about what you can build from Lego. You can find some more interesting facts, or ask students to find it on the internet and bring you for the next lesson. Maybe what is the biggest game, Lego game, or how many pieces in the biggest game are there, so on and so forth. So again, I'm giving these examples to show that it's important to feed students' curiosity, to give them something so they can ask you more questions. And this photo shows a Caribbean flamingo with her chicks. What is the difference between a flamingo and her baby? Have you noticed? Like the main difference? Of course, the one is small, the one is big, but the main difference. Color. Yes, Olga. Yes, Olga. Great. They are different. So this is a question not for children, but for you, for teachers. How can why the babies are white and how they become pink after that? What makes them pink? The food. Yes. The water they drink, yeah. Bacteria in the water where flamingos live and beta-carotene in their diet because of this color change. Caused this color change. So this is the water that something that they take for food that makes their feathers pink. Again, something very interesting. And we can, again, we can maybe train students to ask the questions. Yeah. Also, what you can do here, crabs, kind of. You can do such of activity. Again, it's very easy to find this some of photo like that on the internet. And you can practice here some basic vocabulary and listening skills. So I'm going to read the text to students. Students won't see the text, and they need to continue when I stop. So this photo shows two birds or flamingos. These birds are called flamingos. Yeah, the big flamingo is the mother, and the second, and the baby is called a A chick. Yeah, maybe students will not it, but I give them this time for thinking, for giving ideas. A chick. The mother has two long pink legs. Very good. Excellent. The pink sheep has pink feathers too. The baby has white feathers. Brilliant. The mother's beak is big. It's white, orange, and black. Yes, the baby's beak is pink. Flamingos can, but they can't. Can fly, but they can't, I guess, swim. I love this photo. Or they can't swim or can't fly. And flamingos are, and here you can, the ideas can be different. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing, nice, big, yeah, different, fabulous. Wow, yeah. They are actually very interesting birds. Yeah, actually they can fly, according to Catherine Billsborough. Now, this is her idea. It was found on the In Focus blog, which is the regional blog from National Geographic Learning. There you can find lots of useful information. So you can practice it with your students. And again, you can choose any picture, any interest in animals. You can find some simple information and prepare activity like that. So students will be developing their listening skills and reading skills. If you are working in the classroom, you can also make this activity like a pair activity. So student A is going to read the text, but he should say some funny word instead of the words in bold. Like, this photo shows two bananas. These birds are called bananas. And the second student, student B, has to guess. So student A has the answers, and they will be working together, listening to each other, practicing reading, listening, speaking skills. Maybe not speaking, vocabulary skills. That's right. Another great idea. Look at this photo. If you sometimes maybe you can see lots of photos like that, you can just skip them because it's not interesting. But I found again Catherine Billsborough shared very nice idea, and it really helped me to look at this photo in a different way. Yes, you're right. This is India. It looks like India. How do you know that? Yeah, you can ask students, how do you know that? Yeah, because of these paintings. Yeah, henna is an Indian thing. Yeah, they do this kind of a festival. So we can discuss what we can see, what colors we can see, what the names of the fingers may be also. By the way, do you know that each finger has its name? Yes, it can be interesting. Festival of Paints. But then we can also ask students, and it can be a great activity. After that, you can use it as a classroom management. That you know that our hands help us communicate. Think of some things, how our hands help us communicate. What can I do with my hands? So show me, please. Yeah, I can say like, and this is quiet. Yeah, be quiet. So I practice with students some rules, yeah, here, and I help them notice that they can communicate with their. What else can your hands do? Yes, you can say like super if you like something, or if you don't like something. Yes, use your thumb. And next time you can ask students, use your thumb. So it's a perfect way to introduce students some like quiet classroom management ideas, like quiet, some bad, not bad. Yes. Yeah. You can clap if you're excited. If yes, you use your hands when you are to show that you are excited. You can say hello, you can say goodbye. Then you can play this game with your students. They are just second graders, so they will love this game. You just like they will be translated from the hand language. So you say something, they look at you, and they need to say this, like, and they will say you hello. I like you. Yeah. Or maybe yeah, be quiet, students will tell you. Or maybe big, yeah, and goodbye. Yeah. You can say stop with your hand. Yeah, you can say different things like stop, great, hello, goodbye, quiet, look. Yeah, and then students can also do that. They maybe can create even their gesture language. So this is just a part. So you start with this picture, but then you can show, you can turn it into a game. Yeah, come with me. Super, Inna. Thank you. Give me, please. Yes, give me. Or different, to hug. Yes, you can hug with. And again, develop their vocabulary. And by the way, this TPR will help students learn better. So hug, quiet, goodbye, give me, thank you, and different things, right? So it's a perfect starter to introduce students to some classroom language, like to help them be quiet, use their hands, and notice, by the way, also notice. So we were talking about images. The next thing is video. Videos in the Look series are, oh, give five, high five. Yes, yes, super. Thank you, Olga. Videos in the Look series are really great. There are two types of videos. Now we will be focusing on the first one, and this is called unit videos. They are children interviews. There are different children of different age from different countries who answer questions on the unit topic. And it's a great model for students to notice how they need to answer the questions, that their answers should be full, that they can share more detail. So it's a great, again, about this authenticity. The students see the real world and they can rely on it because it's how things happen and it's very natural for them. So I'm just going to show you how to find these videos, how easy find these videos on the Look workbook. I'm going to share my screen. So the book, students have their own page there, and they need to choose the level and find all videos. I'm going to open videos from Unit 7. And here it is. So students can watch it at home with their parents, or you can watch it together in the lesson. There probably should be some problems with the sound. So you can see that this video is like an interview and the children answering questions. After that, of course, so students can really, they're interested in watching their peers from all over the world. They will use the simple language, so it will be easier for students to understand. And after that, of course, you will get some activities like speaking activities for students to try to do the same, your turn, ask and answer. Yeah, what is your favorite food, as it was in the video, or how does yoga get to work? So they can work with the same language, but moreover, of course, all videos have video scripts, and we can use them. So we can practice with students those type of conversation when students have to just read their children's answers. So we can play it all together. Like I will be asking, and the students will be reading the answer. How do people get around in your town? Well, people go by car or bus, but lots of people ride bikes and motorbikes. Look, these people are going to work. Why do they go by bike? It is easier, it can be faster too. Do you like to ride a bike? Do you ride a bike? Yes, I do. But I don't go to school by bike. I walk with my mom. So you practice this. They were listening now. You practice reading this. And after that, you show students another text. But this time it has some gaps, so they should recall it. Or maybe listen and remember what wasn't the case. Well, people go by cars or buses, but lots of people ride bikes and motorbikes. Look, these people are going to work. Why do they go to bike? It's cheaper. It can be faster too. No, I go by bus. I go with my mom. Go to school by bike. No, I don't go to school by bike. I walk with my mom. Sorry, I didn't remember that. So don't go to school by bike. I walk with my mom. So they practice it. They practice different useful things. And after that, they can role play the same dialogue, but using their information. How do people get around in your town? Well, people go by, and now they say by buses or cars. Pretty much the same, of course. Why do they go by bike? But it can be their own ideas also. It's more fun or something like that. And again, I want to stress it that before they present the dialogues, they were presented to a great example of a model of the dialogue. So students see how children of their age can answer the question, and they may want to become as fluent as they are, and they will be more interested, more engaged, and they will have a good role, a model to, or just model to prepare such dialogues. Another thing, these are school trips. And the school trips will take us everywhere. This one will take us to Antarctica, where penguins live. You can see those funny penguins. They remind me of first graders always when I see them. And these field trips are also something educating. So you can build connections with the world. The Antarctic food chain. And this one is something about biology. So the children are explained what the food chain is. Like first, plants get energy from the sun. Animals then eat the plants, and many animals eat other animals. This is a food chain. Emperor penguins live in Antarctica. What do they eat? Let's watch and learn where penguins come in Antarctic food chain. And while they will be watching the video, their task will be to put these nice different creatures in the correct order. What else? Then we can, of course, role play we can role play this thing, like students can present different parts of the food chain, and they can explain. Yeah, so I eat something, but I eat plant cells, but krill eats me. Yeah, I eat krill, but emperor penguins eat me, and so on and so forth. So they can present this and teach the concept of this work. And after that, students work together and they prepare their own poster showing a food chain and telling about it. So it's some investigation. Of course, teacher can help students prepare some materials in advance, so students need only to use this material and draw the poster. That's how we also can attract our students, because English is not only about rules, not only about words, but you can study different things like you study in the real schools. Primary students, they are kind of yet school oriented, so they are interested in subjects. They have different things in their interesting things in their schools, and when you give them opportunity to use their subject knowledge and speak English about them, it will be like a great motivating thing, like, oh, I can explain my I learned the world knowledge in English, or I can use math to talk. I can use English to talk about math. It can be really interesting for students and really engaging. So there are different school trips. You can travel to International Space Station, to the Toy Museum. Everything is, of course, created for students, so it will be interesting for them, easy for them, and great projects will inspire them to learn and show their results. And stories. This book is full of stories. In January, I also had the webinar based on storytelling in the primary school, so you can find it on our YouTube list and watch this. But some more ideas about how to use stories from this book will be here. So what I like about this book is that it is a perfect blend of real life stories, like this one about the giraffe's family, and some legends and fairy tales. So students still need, and we also still need some fantasy. And this book provides them with such an opportunity, but together with myths and legends and fairy tales from all over the world, there are different non-fiction stories, like this one about the giraffe's family. But the giraffe family and the family that looks after giraffes. You can have different activities, how to engage students reading and what to do before you start reading the text, so students will be interested in it. I suggest you one of the activities that is called flashing a text. What is going to be now? I am going to show you the text for some amount of seconds, not long. Your task will be to try to catch some words from this text. Okay, so you have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I cover the text, and in the chat box write what words did you get from the text? What words were you able to read? Son, uncle, daughters, uncle again, Their noses are soft. Super. Cool. Germany, Australia. Parents. Super. One more time. So next time they will be more attentive. They will be looking for more words. It can be even like a competition, like which group can remember more words. Super. Okay, and one more time, but this time will be really short, like 1, 2, 3, and I call it. German, live in Africa, family, mother, daughter, family, giraffe. Son. Okay, mostly family words. That is all. They live in Namibia, Germany, Australia, Africa, uncle, aunts, cousins. Great, super. Now, try to look at the words that you found and read sentences about these words. They live in Namibia in Africa with their son. Yeah. Luca and daughter Molly. I like living there, but we don't see our grandparents, uncles, and aunts or cousins in Germany and Australia very often. So, okay, probably mostly you've seen the words from the first and the last paragraph. That is our usual reading habits. Yeah, so we pay attention to the beginning and to the end of the text. And also we can ask students, so let's try to use the words and try to think what the text is about, like the sun. Yeah, the sun lives with giraffes, maybe. Something like that. After that, students, of course, will be more interested in reading because they have closer connection to the text. And they will be, and we also develop the fluency, so they need to read quickly to get the words quickly. And it's not an easy task for a primary student. Also, we can challenge them, like, who can remember not a word but phrases or something like that, so they can like read even faster. And after that, of course, we read the text. And I remember my lesson about this text. So we had lots of different activities. So first of all, it was really interesting to know about giraffes. Secondly, we can, this is a real story of real people who giraffe experts and students that take roles talking about their, 1 minute, talking like, hello, I'm Luca. I'm 12 years old. My family lives in Namibia. So their task was to retell the text like they were one of the family. Or I'm Molly. I'm 9 years old. Yeah, I think that giraffes are tall and they are beautiful, and so on and so forth. I don't see my uncle and aunts very often, and so on and so forth. Another activity also, guess my mime. So again, it's about the hands. This time, I present the text to the students, but some words are covered. But I'm going to read the text and then to use some gestures to help you understand the meaning of the word. Like Charles was a boy. Quiet, super. He wasn't good at school or sport. Wonderful. Some of his classmates were very kind of him, but Charles was good at At art, super. His pictures were funny. They were very fantastic. Look at the photo, do you? Art, yeah. Use pictures instead. Yes, you can use pictures instead as well. That is a good idea. Do you know very well this dog? And after that, so now let's read. And this is a story about that man who was a painter of the Snoopy comics. That is an interesting photo. You can also show some cartoons about Snoopy if students don't know what dog it is. And they will be interested to know who created them and what was that man was like when he was a child. And then you can talk about what they want to be when they grow up. What are they good at? And it's a good also education thing, that even if you weren't good at everything, yeah, you can still be successful. So this is a nice life inspiration story. Another activity is called telepathy. It's a bit of challenging. So this is a text about different insects. This is an extended reading section. There are 4 texts in each book, so you can read bigger texts. There can be different texts. This one is non-fiction text about insects. You can look at the picture, like dragonflies, spiders, lantern flies. And the task will be, you can start it as the whole class activity. So you ask one student, a volunteer, to think of the text. Like, I choose one text, okay? Now, I suggest, so let's check, can you pass your thoughts to other students? Start like reading the text with your eyes and send your thoughts to students. Can they decide? Can they guess what text you are reading? Okay, let's try. So I am thinking on the text. And I'm starting reading it, but I read it quietly, so students can just choose. Can you guess what text I'm reading? In my mind, of course. About lanternflies, about dragonflies, or about spiders. And we can, what we will do here is a count. So 3 people think it's spiders, 2 people think it's lanternflies, 1 person dragonflies, 4 people for spiders, so we can mark it on the board. And to tell you the truth, I'm the awful telepathic, because I was reading the text about lanternflies. Only 2 people guessed that. So maybe I should work on my thing. But what happened? I make the student read something in their mind. They can work after that was presented. You can play this in pairs. So again, 1 person starts reading, the second one tries to guess. Then they swap roles. And it can be a really fun activity. So it adds some ideas why they need to read the text, for example. Why not? After that, you see that there are lots of different activities. So students compare different animals, and they are suggested to do an insect safari. That's nice. I think it's a perfect summer activity. So take this. Maybe you can use it with your students, like look on the balcony, in the garden, or on the wall. What can you find? Draw and write. Or they can take photos and then write about these insects. It can be really interesting. Or make a video so to describe what they are doing. And like lots of children love nature. That can be really interesting for them. And you can use it to teach them some useful vocabulary of moving and something like that. So thank you very much. That were some ideas how to use authentic content in the primary classroom. All the examples were taken from Look series, which is the series for primary school. And it has some continuation for the beginning of the secondary school. It takes students from pre-A1 level up to A2 plus level. So students are really interested and engaged in this series. If you would like to find out more about the books, contact Linguist representatives. They will be happy to help you. Also, I couldn't help but mention that this book has a great online opportunities. So if you teach online classes and if you're looking for online books, online practice, Look series suggests you a full range of things like classroom presentation tool for the teacher, online learning practice for students to do interactive activities, online books, so students even can check themselves, make notes, and teacher can present the books on the screen if it is online education. The book really helps develop speaking skills. It builds accuracy, grammar, it gives lots of grammar, lots of chants and songs, useful information, and even teachers can find something interesting about our world in this book. The slogan of Look series is the world is an amazing place. And when you teach with this book, you really believe in this. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them. After this webinar finishes, you will get the follow-up email. It's about in an hour. There you will have the link to the form. You fill in the form and then you get the link to download the certificate. So there won't be any sending out the certificates. You will you fill in the form and you download it by yourself. Here you can see my contact details, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer you. Thank you again very much. You were really active. Thank you for playing with me today, for being with me today. And I wish you all great summer. And find some forces, find energy to continue do what we are doing in spite of all the difficult situations that we are forced to be in. So thank you again. See you very soon in our future events. And I wish you all the peaceful sky and the peaceful days. So take care and goodbye.